districts of Kerala could be one of the best destinations for any tourist in the world. As a young boy, I used to go to nearby places, not forests, to feed the little goats and cows we had. Then after becoming a researcher, I distinctly the various journeys I undertook in search of the evading amphibians, which are called the Sicilians or naked snakes throughout the Western Ghats. In fact, I traveled from Kanyakumari all the way up to Hassan in Karnataka. The uniqueness of the environment and the way I encountered these animals, fascinating. The thought of environment protection came to my mind when I saw the degrading environment around us in the last 10 to 20 years compared to my childhood years. And certainly I have started changing my lifestyle little bit towards conservation of the environmental resources, primarily the water, which was abundant when I was a child and no more. Certainly demand for the modern life requires more water, but in my own way, I try to conserve it, every drop of water, by closing the tap in between we brush or wash the face or have a shave. I try to change my lifestyle and make some sacrifices for the environment. I think there is a tremendous change in the last 30 to 40 years as far as I see it. When I was a child, the rivers were flowing rivers, but now I find the rivers are stagnant, not flowing as it used to be. Every bit of water is polluted today. So that pains my heart when I see the polluted water body or the plastics or the solid waste thrown all over places. It pains my heart actually. I think the most important environmental issue the world as a whole faces today is probably lack of adequate clean water for the people to drink and to have the facilities in life. Particularly that is true in the case of India. Of course, the demand for water is much more compared to lifestyle earlier. But I feel water is going to be the most important environmental crisis in the days to come. The way to solve would be to make people aware of the necessity for conservation and preservation of the water. Everything should begin at home actually. We must be a model to our children and they should spread the message to the society, and everybody should take their own share for the environmental protection and mitigating the effects on the pollution of water body. I think the solid waste management and the lack of adequate clean drinking water are the two most important problems that present concern our city where I live, Thiruvananthapuram. And I would say that we have to adopt the latest scientific and technological ways mitigate the environmental pollution arising out of the solid waste treatment and management. Well, I must now confess that when I travel by train and when I see railway track, be it Kerala or be it any part of the country now, it pains me when I see the irresponsible throwing away of plastic bottles and plastics all over the country. It pains my heart actually. Each one of us should do our little bit to preserve the nature clean, the premises where you live and collectively the place where you live. And each one of us should, if sacrifice a little bit of your comforts, I think collectively we can change the world a little bit at least for the future. In my opinion, should voluntarily and collectively take the responsibility that we have to create an environment consciousness in the minds of the society at large. Then only meaningful environmental conservation can be achieved through this program.